Okay, so once you've logged in as a secretary, this is the dashboard that will be displayed for you. Up the top, we have 4 statistics boxes, which are appointments today, this week, this month, and empty slots for this day for this location. The location is decided based on these 2 drop-down boxes. This drop-down box displays all the counties that we have a recorded location in, and the second drop-down displays the first 2 address lines for every location within the selected county. So in Dublin, we only have 123 Main Street, Tala, whereas in Sligo, we have 11 Hepton Street, Sligo, and 123 Main Street, Clooney. Each one of these has its own set of figures, so it will change dependent on the selected location. When you change the location, the table also changes, dependent on the physio and the number of appointments. So, for example, for this location, 11 Hepton Street, Sligo, we have Rachel Yevon with 3 appointments on the 31st of January. If we come back to the location in Dublin, which is 123 Main Street, Tala, we have 2 physiotherapists, and each have their own section in the table. So if you want to add an appointment for David in this case, you would select the time, the row, which corresponds to the time, which is on the left side, and you would select the add button related to it. If you wanted to go for an afternoon slot, you would just select page 2 here. If you want to go back then, you just select page 1. And then for the same thing for Sarah Roach, if you wanted to select an appointment for 9 o'clock with Sarah Roach, you just click the add button to the right of her name. So I'll now go through adding a new appointment. So you gotta make, first of all, actually, if you want to change the date that you're displaying the appointments for, you just click this button, the calendar is displayed, and then you can just change the date here. So if we just change it to the 15th of February, you'll see there's no appointments here, but the physios is still the same, and there is room to add any new appointment. So we'll go back. Now, so for adding an appointment, simply select the corresponding button for the physio. So I'm going to select to add one for David O'Dwyer at 12 o'clock. So press add. Now, the calendar is displayed with the there we go, the selected date. I don't know why that was wrong. That was quite odd. So we select 12 o'clock on the 31st of January. So we can select check availability to see if that appointment is free or not. In this case, it is. So now once we have a time that we are happy with, you then select the patient. So I'm just going to select Barry Smith. Phone number is included just in case there's 2 patients with the same name, just to distinguish them. So then there's some information displayed about that patient. Then you can make sure that you've got the right physio, right date and time. So David O'Dwyer, and on the 31st of January, 12 o'clock. So now we can set the priority rating, which is just a simple drop down. Just select it and change as you need to. Then session is for a block of appointments. So this patient, Barry Smith, has 2 open sessions, one for an ankle injury and one for hamstring injury. If you wanted to add a new appointment just for his hamstring injury session, then you would just select hamstring injury. Whereas if you wanted to add another one on another day for his ankle injury, then you'd just add to the ankle injury session. This just helps separate everything out. Then you can also add a new session by pressing or selecting a new session, and you can insert the injury type or any description that you want into the text box. I'm going to select the ankle injury. Then we've also got the referral source. So this will be whether it came from the doctor, hospital, or if it came from the physio wanting to rebook another appointment for that patient at a later date. So then you select to add a new appointment. The notification is displayed up here. The text message is then sent out to the phone number related to that user and is then displayed on the table here, which is reloaded. Now, if you want to then edit an appointment for a user, you then simply select the edit button. The date and time is then displayed here. And then currently you can change the date and time, and you can just change the priority rating. If you select a date in the past or a time in the past, it will tell you that it's invalid. And if you select a time that's free, so 11:30 for David O'Dwyer, right now should be free. So we select that, and the time is available. So now if we want to change the priority rating, just simple again, drop down box, and then we select to change, save the changes. The notification is displayed. A text message is again sent, and the table adjusts based on the changes that we've made. Now down here, we have two graphs based on statistics for this week. So this is appointments per physio for this week. Across the entire week. So David O'Dwyer has 5 appointments this week. Sarah Roach has 3. And then again, this is based on a per day basis. So for each day this week, it just displays the number of appointments that are booked. And I forgot to mention, we can also cancel an appointment. So if we want to cancel this one, for example, select it, it displays some basic information about the appointment. You press cancel appointment, a text message is sent, and then the notification is displayed and is removed from the database. Then you'll notice that David O'Dwyer's appointments has gone down to 4, and the appointments on the 31st, which is the day we booked it for, has also gone down to 4. Then we have, finally, on this page, the most recently added appointments, just in case you wanted to see what appointments have been added most recently, and then the most recently modified ones as well. So anytime you make an edit to an appointment, it will turn up here, and the most recently added ones will turn up here. So now, we've also got add patient, which will just be a form where if you need to add a new patient and then assign an appointment to them, you'll be able to fill out all their information and add them to the database. When you add the patient to the database, they will then get a text message with their PIN, so they can log in if they need to, and then you will be able to add a new appointment for them. We'll also have the physiotherapist dashboard, which will only be displayed in the final version when you log in as a physio. This will display all of your appointments and some basic information about each. You'll be able to change the date and time here. So we select the 31st, and this displays all of the appointments for this physio. If you select, or you will be able to select each row separately and either add a new appointment or display patient details or appointment details, sorry. Just display appointment details for that time. So yeah, that's pretty much everything, I think. Oh, and finally, if you want to view all of the information about a patient, any patient, or if you want to change information, you'll be able to do that using the View Patients button. And this page, currently this does not work fully, as in you can't edit patient information, but you can view all of the information about different patients. So yeah, that should be everything, I hope. So thank you.